Good morning and welcome to the grand finals of the World Cyber Games Asian Championship, where we will see Orange taking it up against MiTH Trust in the grand finals. This is a best out of 3, but since Orange came from the winners bracket, we will see them having the advantage of 1 game, and MiTH Trust will have to then be take 2 games right after each other and able to take the grand finals, while Orange only has to win 1 game and then they secure their own championship, their own victory for this finals. And if you're wondering what can these 2 teams win, well, I will tell you. Orange can win, well, actually MiTH Trust can win that also. Wow. First place is in total $3,000. Second place, $2,000. The third place, which was already taken by AMPM, was $1,000, so they secured that already. Let's see which one of these teams is gonna go take home $3,000 and which one will take home $2,000. As the first game will have Orange on the Radiant side. Orange will have first pick with MiTH Trust on the Dire side, and we'll see what these 2 teams are gonna do. I mean, we've seen Orange beating MiTH Trust in the winners bracket finals. That is why MiTH had to still be dropped to the lower bracket in order to still get here. They had to beat AMPM to get here, which they did. But they've already went up against Orange in a game that was quite convincingly Orange's. So I'm quite curious to see how MiTH is going to try to do to change that around. That is, of course, going to be their goal. We have a Rubik ban from them as a first ban, with a Lycan ban out from Orange so far. Today we've already seen the Naga Siren being picked up, as well as the Morphling picked up as first pick. That were the 2 first picks that we saw today. One of those first picks, the Morphling, was actually the first pick of MiTH. As actually, MiTH has had the first pick in both games that we've seen today. So both the Morphling and the Naga Siren were theirs. But let's see what they're gonna leave in the pool for Orange to pick up. We have the Darkseer banned out so far, and yeah, of course there's a lot of heroes still in the pool that we normally see banned out. But then again, it's only 3 bans in, so not really that surprising. There goes the Invoker. Orange don't want to face that. Still, again, every time she says Orange's turn to ban, I see Orange's turning around in my head to ban. It's I don't know if I will ever get rid of that one. Sorry for the cat sounds. Let's see, do they want to ban out the Naga Siren? Well, of course Orange has a first pick, so they might just want to ban out something else so that they at least have the chance of the Naga Siren at first pick, but it really depends. Do they already know which hero they want to pick up first? I mean, Chen is still in the pool as well as Enchantress, so the jungle hero is still in. Nature's Prophet was still in, I was gonna say, but then he just got banned out by Orange. So we still have the Naga in, so Orange is really hoping that they can pick that one up. But MiTH is saying, you know what? Let's not do that. So Naga Siren out of the pool. Let's see what Orange is gonna respond to that. Are they gonna go for that Morphling, or are they gonna go for a more conventional pick like a Chen, just having that secured? Then again, Enchantress and Enigma still in the pool as well, so it's really no rush to pick up a jungle hero. There's still all 3 options in, and they don't really need to have one straight away, so they go for the Leshrac as their first pick. In the first game that we saw of Orange today, they went for a heavy team fight / pushing lineup with the Leshrac, with also the Tidehunter, with the Enigma, with a lot of team fight. And just as soon as everybody was level 6, they started pushing. And they had a Dragonite to help that out, just in case it did get to late game. They had they started pushing, and there was just no stopping it. And MiTH remembers that game, so they pick up the Tidehunter themselves. I do think Orange would have picked that one up if given the chance, but they don't get the chance because MiTH Trust will take the Tidehunter as well as a chance, so pushing power for them as well as a jungle hero, basically forcing Orange to pick up either the Enigma or the Enchantress. Either would still be okay to have here. Even though personally I would favor Enigma in this situation, purely because then you also have some team fight to throw at your opponent. Because of course, well, Sand King Leshrac is a good lineup, as well as Earthshaker Leshrac, even though Earthshaker Leshrac not really in favor anymore lately. But it's gonna be an Enchantress, so no Sand King, but no team fight yet, so it's still possible. Enchantress is a jungle hero though for MiTH, and the Templar Assassin. So we're gonna see hopefully KYXY playing the Templar Assassin, and I have seen him playing that pretty good before, so we'll see if he can do that again. If he's able to take the advantage, to take the early game, and of course own in mid game. The Lone Druid is gonna be the carry for MiTH Trust. Neither of these teams wanted to go for the Morphling so far, even though the last 2 games that we've seen today, Morphling has been the hero that has been on the losing side. So his reign is over, at least for today. Venomancer being banned out by Orange. Of course, it is a solid counter to the Templar Assassin, and I don't want to have to deal with that one. So let's see. Even though I have to say Lone Druid, not on itself a counter to Templar Assassin, but we know Lone Druids, they normally, I say normally because it's not always the case, but normally they farm for their relic and then for their Radiance, and Radiance is a counter to the Templar Assassin, because Radiance, its aura will just pop refraction off very fast on the Templar Assassin, making that almost as good as useless. Beastmaster will be banned out by MiTH, thinking that Orange still needs one solo lane. Because if Templar Assassin is gonna be in mid lane, Leshrek gonna be in a dual lane, then there's still a solo lane left. Even though there's plenty of options, to be fair. Maybe a Bounty Hunter would be okay, but then, yeah, I say Bounty Hunter purely because I think Orange wants to go for some early game advantage, because they don't really so far have anything to deal against that Lone Druid. And Bounty Hunter is one of those heroes that as soon as he's level 6, he can track, he can kill, and he can get that gold advantage for his team pretty securely. Let's see the last ban out for Orange. As are they gonna ban out another support? They could do so. Still have every opportunity to, and of course, I mean, Lone Druid probably solo lane, even though we have seen him dual laning before with the support. Tidehunter could solo lane, could dual lane. There's still a lot of options in the laning for them, and they ban out the Queen of Pain, so no support. Just don't want to deal with that lane, with that solo lane. This is game 1 of a best out of 3. And I say game 1, but Orange actually already has a 1 game advantage from coming through to the winners bracket, and it's Windrunner that will be banned out here by MiTH, knowing that Orange still needs a solo lane. But then again, I still like the Bounty Hunter here. Sorry, still have a cold. Just have to sniff slightly. So let's see, what do they want to pick up? Do they want to pick up their solo lane? Do they want to pick up their
10 seconds remaining.
Their Sand King? I almost said it. I mean, Sand King. I would like, for the last 2 picks for Orange, I would like to see a Sand King, and I would like to see a Bounty Hunter. Well, okay, Enigma is the same kind of thing, or at least not really, but he can solo lane and he can team fight.
Orange's
and I was not expecting that pickup for sure. But it is the Undying. I like the pickup. I do. I just... Well, I guess they're going for dark green heroes and Chen falling slightly out of favor with those, but I like the Undying pickup. Yeah, I do. And of course, one thing that we miss, or that we missed, that is that I have to point out with the Undying versus the lineup of Orange. There's actually 2 things. One, Leshrek's Edict. If Leshrek pops his Edict and there is a tombstone there, the Edict will get split over so many little zombie thingies that it will not do as much damage. So it's a good counter pusher. It's a great counter pusher even, especially if you verse the Leshrek. Second, those same zombies will be able to pop off Refraction of the Templar Assassin as well and slow her down. So it is a counter to 2 heroes at the same time for Orange. Let's see what their last pick is gonna be. I mean, having the Enigma basically saying, you know what, that's gonna be our solo lane. I still think a Sand King would be okay-ish, but I'm not quite sure anymore. Not with that Undying there. They might want something differently. And they look to be searching for something themselves as well. I mean, there's still 30 seconds left into their bonus time, but that is all they have left. And for MiTH, let's see what they need. They have got, well, they could use a Tidehunter as a support, I guess. I have to say though, I mean, if you count Lone Druid as a melee hero, because if he turns into a bear as a melee hero, of course, they've got a lot of melee heroes, so they need something ranged. Maybe
10
even a
seconds
shadow
remaining.
demon or something like that.
Sand King.
Oh, hi, Sand King.
Dire team.
So I don't know why they took so long to think about that one. I could have told them that they wanted to go for a Sand King. I see people in the chat talking about no lag strategy. That's not really working out all that well for esports. They have the Enigma, but Sand King has a couple of lags. Shrek has a couple of lags. Enchantress, more than a couple of lags. In the meantime, though, Chen has 4 lags. Lone Druid, you can count his bear. His bear has 4 and he himself has 2, so that's 6 lags. Death Prophet, though. She's floating. She doesn't have lags. I would say it's quite even. Because with Undying, can you count the zombie lags? That's the question. If you do, then it's definitely orange favor. Anyway, they pick up the Death Prophet as their last pickup. They do indeed continue their green strike, apart from the Chen falling out of favor there. But Death Prophet pushing power, counter pushing. Basically saying, you know what, if you want a team fight, that's fine, but you're gonna have to team fight in a Exort. And with our Ravage as well. Because it seems like Orange does want a team fight with that Black Hole, with that Epicenter there as well. And they need a good start on their Templar Assassin. Because Templar Assassin late game versus Lone Druid. Lone Druid will win that fight.
10 seconds remaining.
The fight of the carries, that is. Oh, that's right. Sorry, zombies do not have legs. They crawl around on their arms. Okay. So I guess Myth wins.
Prepare
anyway,
for battle.
let's see who's playing what and focus on the game. We have Winter playing the Sand King. Mushi is going to be playing the Templar Assassin, so no KYXY. It's going to be KYXY on the Shrek, indicating that he is the one that's going to be doing the farming on the bottom lane. We're going to have Extra Extinct on the Enchantress, and last but not least, we go on to the top lane. We see Yamate on the Enigma, who is probably going to be going solo top, I would imagine, but we will soon find out as we see Mushi going to the rune spot. They don't want to go for Roshan, do they? No. They're kind of thinking maybe Myth wants to go for Roshan. You never know these days. You never know. In the meantime, on Myth's side, we see Tha playing the Lone Druid on the bottom lane, soloing that up. Aba is going to be playing the Tidehunter solo mid. We see Trina Cup on the Undying, with Lekels on the Death Prophet, indicating that he is going to be the one to take the farm here, indicating that he is going to be the carry here, with maybe a semi-support Undying, who's also got a ward. That is unusual to see. And Chen, who's going to be in the jungle here, is played by R5. So I'm quite curious to see if the Undying is actually going to stick around top here, and if he's actually going to be with the Death Prophet on the same lane, because that is really unusual. Haste rune picked up by the Sand King, denying it from the bear. The bear who's being sent down bottom to probably try to pull this lane back, but they're gonna of course stop that from happening. It's gonna be their goal, but the bear is so tanky. I mean, there's gonna be 3 heroes trying to do. They stun him again, and I think they're gonna kill him. He's gonna be resummoned though, or is he? No, that is 100 gold going to X. A nice one. It could not be resummoned yet.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Tower will get some harassment. The bear is dead, and that's a big loss for the Lone Druid. It's a great loss for the Lone Druid. Meantime, I forgot to put on the last hits in the ice, but there you go. Now you can see everything that you want to see. We see indeed the Death Prophet on the top lane, securing those last hits. Up first the Enigma. I mean, Enigma, in theory, should not die if he's careful. He should be careful though, because he knows he's outnumbered, and with Undying there as well. But he is one of those heroes that can deny. He creeps on the lane, so should be able to keep the lane pushed out to his favor, unless of course Undying is going to continue stacking these camps and pulling these creeps. The same thing as maybe the Chen wants to do with the creeps, but so far he's not doing that just yet. So, but that is
under attack.
That is the downside of being on the top lane. He will have to deal with that. In the meantime, we see a big dive on the bottom lane, going for the Lone Druid. Will there be a burrow strike? Nope. No, don't want a burrow strike in range of the tower. I'm not sure what they were thinking there. But it's actually Sand King, who is pretty low, has to eat a tango. Bear gets resummoned now, still level 2 on the Lone Druid, but definitely not as big as a disadvantage as it seemed at the start with that bear going down. And with that dive, I mean, that's kind of indicating Orange slightly careless. I hope they're not planning on making that a habit. Well, unless it's gonna work out, but in this case it obviously didn't. Meantime, middle lane, Tidehunter versus Templar Assassin. Tidehunter will be able to get some last hits. I mean, he's already got 5, not bad. But Templar Assassin will get the better of the lane, even though so far it is 4 for 5 on the Templar Assassin. So it is actually Tidehunter that's slightly ahead there. But that will change definitely. Even though of course Anchor Smash will definitely help out on the Tidehunter as well there with reducing the attack damage of the Templar Assassin. Sorry, reducing the armor, making sure that she can get harassed.
Radiant's
And
bottom
damage
tower
reduction.
is under attack.
See? Awesome. Anyway, I think that kind of failed from the Shrek. He wanted to pull the camp to the creeps, but didn't work. Well, no, it's not really needed. Lane is in their favor. Lane is in their side, so it's not all that needed indeed. Tidehunter level 4. I do like a Tidehunter mid, by the way. I mean, it will make him level 6 so fast, which will force out those team fights at such a speed that will Orange be prepared for it? I mean, they have their Sand King, but Sand King is not really farming. He is playing the support role here. He is level 2. He's not going to be level 6 when Tidehunter is level 6. Maybe the Enigma, but like I said, Enigma is slightly at a disadvantage with the lane being pushed continuously by the Undying here. So he is not level 6 when Tidehunter is level 6, which will mean that MiTH can force out those fights so much earlier than Orange is. And I wonder if they're actually gonna do that, and if so, how far they can push the tower. I mean, they all have the Death Prophet as well, which might be level 6 around that time as well. So then it would be, if team fight and towers going down, it would be the choice: do you want to defend your tower, or do you want to have a team fight? Your choice. And as the question in the chat, there is indeed no delay on the stream because these teams are playing at the Kuala Lumpur Convention Center, where the event is live, so they don't hear us, they don't see us, they don't have a possibility to, because there's admins on stage that see your every move. So no stream cheating even possible here, even if they would have wanted to. So no delay on the stream is indeed the case. As Mushi picks up a double damage from filling her bottle with that again. She has had both runes so far. Apart of course from the Sand King getting the first rune. But yeah, good rune control. It doesn't look like Tidehunter even wants to try that. In the meantime, top lane.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Chen there with his creep, able to push down the tower pretty fast.
Tower is under attack.
They might even get it. Enigma is staying very far back, getting harassed by that tornado. That tornado is probably one of the most annoying things ever. I mean, you see his health drop. It's not that fast, but it's dropping for sure. And he has to back off. Denied from the tower from Enigma. Nice job by the Eidolons, but he is getting harassed very much so. And he has to back off. In the meantime, dive on the bottom lane where we see from the back there's gonna be a burst strike, there's gonna be a stun, and there's gonna be a kill. That is the first blood going to KYXY, and a tower as a reward for that. Fortification will go on, but I think the tower will still die anyway. At the same time, Templar Assassin dived the mid lane and killed off the Tidehunter. So 2 kills for Orange at the trade of a tier 1 tower top, but they also get their own tier 1 tower bottom. So that over the entire map is definitely in favor of Orange as they take the lead over the game with that. At the same time though, Tidehunter died when he was level 6, so he is level 6 now. We might be seeing him going somewhere else than mid. No, he's going mid, never mind. Because I am kind of expecting him to try to fight a team fight. Even though I guess as long as he got free farm, he's happy to just continue free farm. Perhaps that is the case as it turns night time. Might be seeing more ganks because of that coming out. Death Prophet getting some last hits on the Eidolons. I mean, Eidolons, it's quite nice when you're an Enigma and you can deny creeps and stuff to your opponent. We're going to just follow this. It's going to be a trap here, slow on that Death Prophet. Death Prophet is going to try to TP out. Is it going to be a Malefice? Yes, there is, and that is going to be a kill. Enigma picking it up. Nice quick kill. In the meantime, bottom lane missed in again. This time Lone Druid once again in a bit of trouble. There's an invisibility rune on the Sand King. Edict in the back helping out. Tornado helping out. There's the burst strike and the follow-up stun. The Undying does what he can, healing him up. Is it gonna be enough? It might just be enough. He pops himself and he will be fine. Pops another self because he had that. Sand King will be fine as well. He is on his way out. And there is not gonna be a kill today on the bottom lane. Well, today there's probably gonna be a kill still, but there is not going to be a kill just now, just yet. Tidehunter level 6. I'm still expecting him to try to get a kill. Maybe not a team fight, but getting a kill with those ultimates is just so important. You have that advantage of having your Tidehunter level 6 way before the other team fights abilities are ready, and you gotta do something with it. At least that's my point of view, which might of course be totally flawed, but you know, in the same time you can't really force something out that you're not sure that you will get, so in this case it's kind of safe that they stay here, I guess, since they're kind of at the back foot, killing wise, at momentum wise. Now that Mushi is level 8, 2 levels higher than the Tidehunter, by the way. Well, 1 now only. She will get some harassment done on this tower. I was saying in the meantime, denying creeps with the Enigma is all fine and is all fun and stuff, and it is pretty secure to do that. The only difficulty is that once you've done that, you'll get Eidolons. If you then feed your Eidolons to your opponent, you'll actually give them more than you denied them in the first place. In the meantime, mid lane looks to be, this is what I meant, pressure. So, you can choose teamfight or tower. Here goes the exorcism. What do you want to do? I think you're going to give away the tower if you get given the option, or at least that's what I think, but maybe Orange thinks differently. Lightning going through 4 heroes of mid though in this mid lane. Trap goes there, Templar assistant from the back. But then again, the refraction will go up very fast with that exhort as well. Can't really do all that much. There's the refraction, it was already off. Another trap being placed. And that is MiTH backing out. Tower is still standing though, quite surprising. 150 HP, not even in deny range. But MiTH backing out. Because maybe they thought, you know what, we can't get the last hit in, too much risk of getting it denied, because of course their top tower already got denied. And I don't want to have the same thing again, because that's a lot of gold that you then miss, and it's kind of the gold that your supports, for example, count on to get their items up. So they back up in time, making sure that they can get the tower next time, perhaps. Perhaps that is their goal. In the meantime, top lane, we're gonna see Tidehunter continuously farming there. He doesn't have, well now he has, no never mind, now he doesn't have mana for Ravage anymore, and there's gonna be a Burrow Strike as well, and this might be turning into a kill, but no. Sand King, not level 6 just yet, no Epicenter, and Enigma, no mana for anything else. With Chen and dying, pushing power, gonna try to maybe go to the mid lane again. Because this time there's only Leshrac defending. Leshrac, who is level 8 by the way. Gonna check out the gold grab for a second. It's in favor of Orange. No surprise there. They've got 1 tower, they've got 3 kills. And the tower that they got didn't get denied, unlike the tower that the Dire side got so far. Experience graph will look about the same, 3k in favor, and that is just because of the kills. Well, actually not just because of the kills, also because MiTH has, just now they were roaming around and then gathering up in the middle and trying to go for a push, while the rest of Orange still had a bit more chance to farm, as we see the fortification going off. Do they want to try to get a deny? And maybe so. Let's see if they work it. No, they don't. It didn't work, at least. Death Prophet picking up the last hit, so they get that secured. Death Prophet, who is building towards the mechanism, and they're placing some sentry wards, denying the traps that were there, making sure that they can safely smoke up. I do think that they maybe have seen the edge of the smoke. Actually, I say the edge of the smoke, but there's an observer ward there, so they've seen the smoke, they know where it's going, and we see instantly Templar Assassin TPing out of there, knowing that she would not be safe there. You cannot smoke inside of wards. Well, you can, but you shouldn't. Of course, they don't know that. But yeah, that's it. It's a good ward. It's definitely a good, successful ward, and make sure the Templar system doesn't get caught out. Might cost them a tier 1 tower. Last tier 1 tower still standing on the side of the Radiant, but maybe they're getting forced back because fortification just went off. Tier 1 tower top is already down. I'm not sure why the fortification went off on the Dire side, but now the last tier 1 tower they're gone. Let's see if they're gonna be able to defend this, or at least if Orange is gonna be able to defend it. Doesn't look like it. Tidehunter getting ready to throw down Ravage, but again, no can do. Chen picking up the last hit, and KYXY on the run is better with enchantments. Looks like they're continuing the push, still wanting to go for the teamfight, but in the meantime they're mid lane, getting pressured. The Shrek is on the bottom lane, so can't help with an edict there, but the tower, who cares about having the Shrek? You have an Enigma with Eidolons, you have got the Templar Assassin who can clear down the creep wave very fast. They might get their own tier 2 tower in return though, but they will definitely lose their tier 2 tower in the mid. And that is probably a bigger loss. Not only for the towers, but also because of the TP points. Tower teleport points. The tower will drop here as well. Star from the Shrek hits them too. Lightning, which is annoying. Just harassment. Some heal on Trini Cup. They want to go for this. Still no level 6 on the Sand King though. Burst Strike doesn't hit anything. Tidehunter TP's back towards the middle lane. Middle lane, which got slightly harassed already in the tier 3 tower. I don't think that was a good trade for MiTH. I really don't think that was a good trade for MiTH. In the meantime, Templars have been picking up double damage rune, having really good rune control. 3,500 gold. Curious to see what she's want to go for. Maybe she wants to go for BKB just to make sure that she can stay alive when the Ravage goes off and stuff. But at the same time, I mean, BKB won't stop her from taking damage from the X-Sword, won't stop her from getting entangled by the bear. So we might see something else coming off from her. Maybe just a Blink Dagger and a Desolator, which is a build that we've seen Templar Assassins go way more often. And there is indeed the Blink Dagger and a TP scroll. So Blink Dagger up there for Mushi, as we might see Desolator later as well. There goes Eidolons being killed off, Enigma himself on the run as well, because he is not really safe right here. And I still have to say, that advantage that they had with Tidehunter having his ultimate up so early, they still haven't made good use of it. Tidehunter still not used his Ravage even once. Meantime, tier 2 tower getting pushed down on the bottom lane. There's not even going to be any defense for it. There's only one tower still left standing on the Dire side, which is the tier 2 top. Well, before going on to the tier 3s, of course. In the meantime, Templars hasn't killed off the Chen. That was a very quick kill with a double damage rune. And the Chen really not having any chance there. Slow down on the Chen creep. Maybe she wants to go for that one, or does she want to go for the... Yeah, Tidehunter. There's the blink in. Guys there, refraction on there. Is there gonna be some melt damage? Still cooldown on that. Trap is there. No blink just yet for another 7 seconds, and then snare there from the Warlord. Malefice makes sure that well, Tidehunter can get away. Actually, never mind. There's gonna be Death Prover just throwing down some harassment. No more mana left on the Templar Assassin. No more bottle charges either, so she really has to back off. And Enigma will be fine as well. In the meantime, bottom lane, epicenter being used. Lone Druid, Hand of God is enough. Nope, not enough. The Shrek picking up the kill. These heroes on the bottom lane are just continuously being here, putting down pressure. I mean, at the start of the game I said, like, this guy is a good counter towards pushing and stuff with his tombstone. And he did go for his tombstone first, but so far, I mean, it is Orange that's winning on the push. And maybe they know that they won't win late game because if they're up versus the Lone Druid. But they're doing a pretty good job at holding him back and shutting him down. 1,700 gold. No Radiance inside just yet, and I don't think his bear has anything either. Where is his bear? He still has to summon it, I think. Why is he not summoning his bear yet? Oh, there he is. No, the bear doesn't have anything on him. Like, really nothing. Not even an orb of venom, not even boots. Really not doing all that great. And again, Winter and KYX are looking for a target to kill. Burst Strike and the follow-up stun from the Shrek is just so powerful. And the bear actually going mid instead now. Mechanism completed on the Death Prophet, making sure that Chen still has money to go for a Necronomicon. Wanting for more push power. More counter push power perhaps.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Meantime, Enigma. I mean, Orange is all over the map. They're a bottom lane with Shrek Stanky, who just misses stun, who might be actually be in a lot of trouble right here. 4 versus 1. Wow. I don't think this will end well. Shrek being driven into a corner. And you can't take anyone. 5 versus 1. I mean, really? They just used 5 heroes to take down a Shrek. A Shrek who does have a Bloodstone. Who has somehow got 4 TP scrolls, because I guess he wanted to use some money before he died. But they just used 5 heroes for that, leaving their tier 2 tower to die. Tier 2 tower got taken down by Enigma. That's all tier 2 towers down on the side of MiTH Trust. Enigma has got himself a mechanism as well. Sand King, I guess he's building towards the Blink Dagger. He wants to go for Blink BKB, sorry, Blink Burst Strike Epicenter. That's the one he wants to go for. And Enchantress picking up a point booster, so she wants to go for a Aghanim Scepter to just stand there and throw down massive amounts of damage hits and Blink Dagger up on the Enigma as well. Did we just see that? No, I think the courier just brought it to him. In the meantime, we see Mushi having a lot of trouble here. He's gonna get a Ravage in the face actually. It is the Sand King that throws a burst strike straight afterwards. Is gonna try to get away. They're just on the run. Are they gonna be able to get away? They split up. More win chances for both, and actually nobody dies here. Nobody dies here, and I just have to point out that kill that we just saw being done, 5 versus 1 on the Leshrac, was the first time that MiTH killed someone of it. Leshrac's just standing there with his Edict, with his Nova. He might die again, but Burst Strike up on 3. There goes the Titan Taunter. He drops. Sand King on the run. He will die as well as the Leshrac, who just went down as well, but still, Chen going down. There goes the Templar Assassin. Good fight from MiTH so far. 2 versus 3. That's probably the best that they could hope for, especially since they took down the Templar Assassin. That is their bonus. Templar Assassin who's got her Yasha complete, so he's not going to go for a Desolator. In the meantime, might still see some kills being done. Malefice on the death from it, but there goes her Exorcism Spirit, and they will heal her up again as Enigma is on the run. Bear is getting slowed. He doesn't have boots, so he won't be able to entangle up on anybody because he just won't be able to catch up on them. And that is going to be the end of that. At least 3-4-2. That's what it's going to stay at. MiTH taking a fight, well needed. They definitely needed that. We see the gold graph in favor of orange, no surprise. But normally when you see this kind of gold graph, you see like a more tower difference than we see now. Well, the tower difference right now is only 2 towers. So this is not just the 3 kills extra, this is not just the 2 towers difference. This is also just pure farm. Pure farm that we see on the Templar Assassin as well as on the Enigma. And it's basically the difference from having a jungle hero and not having a... well, Enchantress and Chen, they're very comparable, but if we look at the last hits, Enchantress is doing a lot better there than the Chen, so that is the difference that we see there. And Enigma just being very high up there. It just is orange that is owning those charts right now. And Courier back up again on the dire side. It was killed off earlier. Where is it? And what does it have? Drums of Endurance. The Shrek. You can never have too many TP scrolls, I guess. Rather too little than too much. Necronom can still be built. Nothing new there. Enigma building towards his BKB, something he desperately needs if he wants to throw out some solid black holes. Because there's only one thing that they have, that MiTH has, that can go through BKB, and that is the Entangle, and you have to get lucky for that. Well, Lone Druid has to get lucky for that, I should say. Lone Druid, who's got 3100 gold, still building towards his Radiance. And when he has his Radiance, he will definitely need that to counter this Templar Assassin, who has got her Blink, who is got 2600 gold. I do think she wants to go for Manta style, perhaps wants to go for Suns and Yasha, but regardless of what she wants to go for, she almost has it. But yet, she has it, regardless of which one she wants to go for. I just need to take a sip of water as we follow this Templar Assassin on her course through the creeps. Here we go. Invisibility rune and smoke up for MiTH. Invisibility rune on the Templar Assassin, so she will be able to scout them out if she sees them. Oh, hello! She instantly blinks away. Word being placed, no sentry word though. They know someone should be close, they just can't find it. Where is that person? Did they see the... oh, there's the meld. Sitting there waiting for someone to come close. And here comes the rest of orange. They're gonna try to find someone. No blink dagger yet from the Sand King, who has a Gem of True Sight, and it is Mushi that's able to kill off the Chen, probably like 2 or 3 hits at most with that melt damage that she has right now. And Dai has his ultimate up, is gonna die though. Who cares about one big tanky fleshy golem? He will still drop mechanism being used. We see Ava looking for a Ravage. Can't find it just yet. Well, there he is. Hits on 3. Not a bad Ravage at all as Enigma drops. They're gonna try to find more. Will they find more though? I don't think so. Lone Druid got the last hit on that Enigma, and it's the Sand King that has to go away right now. Sand King that picked up a Gem of True Sight and Mana Boots rather than anything else, rather than the Blink Dagger that I thought he might want to go for. And Trina Cub, sorry, Lekels is gonna drop Templar Assassin, making sure that he does so, and it's Tidehunter that's on the run here. There's another trap, he will be sent home, will be in time. No, so much burst damage coming off from orange, and it is Mushi that takes a double kill for that. And they want to continue pushing this. They don't have to deal with the Ravage, they don't have to deal with an Exorcism. They can push this. They have a Leshrac who can just stand there with his Edict on, But they, so much counter push coming off there as well, with the Necronomicon there, with the Creep Swarm, with the Tombstone just waiting in the corner. So they win a fight, but they don't get anything in return, and we're gonna see that more often, and that might in the end cost Orange the game, because if they do that too much, they will definitely lose to this Lone Druid who is still farming. Lone Druid who has his relic complete and apparently does not trust his bear. I think he has trust issues, because normally we see them putting that all up on the bear, but bear has got 2 branches. Poor bear. Enigma went down there, being set back by his build towards the BKB. Aghanims completed up on the Enchantress. Still have Leshrac. And instead of finishing his Bloodstone, he is looking to build his BKB before this, it looks like it. Well, he would be able to build his Bloodstone right now if he wants to. So we might see him go for that. But in the meantime, wow, Templar Assassin, that was the body of the Undying who was just standing there. But the Mantis Towel, as well as the melt damage and the blink and the face boots and everything coming off from Mushi, it's just too much to deal with. This is her prime time. Especially since there's nothing yet to counter her on mid side. Well, apart from the exorcism, but if she's gonna find a hero by himself, the hero will die. The hero will definitely die. Maybe a Lone Druid will be able to stay alive. I mean, one thing about the Templar Assassin, if you do run into her solo, you can always try to TP away, because there's nothing she can do to stop TPs. That is the one option that you have, and her damage is so bursty with that melt damage there as well. It's just, I'm not sure if they can actually do that. If they can actually TP out when they find her, or she finds them rather. Enigma's still well, maybe slightly in trouble now that 5 heroes of MiTH has smoked up. Blink Dagger up on the Sand King now, so he does buy that one, and we see the drawing on the mini map. Drawing around, well, almost around X. They know about-ish where heroes should be. They know where the Templar Assassin is. He has a TP, just like the Enchantress. Oh, actually, Enchantress doesn't have a TP. So he has to just run. Oh, TP out. Blink doesn't want to risk ending her TP. She's just gonna dive. She's running 7 seconds for another blink, and Refraction making sure that she can take up the towers for now. TP in there. Mushi chasing around, and another blink. Blink up into the low ground. There's Winter standing here waiting for his blink BKB if they continue to chase this. But Mushi is gonna live and is gonna be fine. Picked up a Demon's Edge on the way. And that is a happy Templar Assassin. I can't believe she actually pulled that off. Leshrac in the meantime killing off the Lone Druid. Epicenter being used for that one. Burrow Strike was there. Stun was there. Quick simple kill. And Enchantress, wow, Enchantress killing Enchant in the jungle. Having some help though. Enigma being there with his Malefice and his Eidolons. Missing kills all over the place. That's me. Oh yeah. But Orange is looking good. I mean, they've just killed off 2 heroes, one of which was the main farmer for the Dire side, who actually did put stuff on his bear, it looks like. And they might go for this. They have to fight against the rabbit still though, but it's still they're outnumbering their opponents right now. In the meantime, on the bottom lane, we see Lekels having to be forced back here by the Sand King and Leshrac. This combo is just so deadly. It's just, I mean, one Burrow Strike or one Burrow Strike, and you're as good as dead if there's not too many creeps around with that Edict there as well.
Bottom tower is under attack.
But they still can't push in the base. We see towers getting some damage, yeah. All 3 towers have taken some damage, but they're still not able to push in all that much. And it's gonna be Roshan that's gonna, hopefully for Orange, makes a difference with that. Maybe with that they're able to push in. But right now they give up a Roshan, knowing that MiTH is coming down the road with all their power, looking for something. They can't find Enigma anymore, who has a Blink Dagger anyway, would be able to blink away. And they back away from Roshan as well, who's still standing there. Let's see if we see some more new items. We saw the Blink Dagger on the Sand King. We see the BKB being complete on the Enigma. Yeah, I guess he had a stealth Minter Hammer sitting on the donkey or something, because I didn't see that just yet. He only just had enough money, I guess. BKB up though. And it looks like they might be wanting to go for a team fight, and MiTH wants to go for a team fight too. There's a burst strike. This would be a perfect black hole as you blink in. You have three. Well, one is already dead. Chen is already down. Shrek and all of that with his BKB. And look at that black hole! And it is a black hole, and it catches all of them, and they will go down. The last one up is a lone druid. He has left his bear to die and is TPing out of there. And that was just the positioning of MiTH. The positioning of MiTH was just, I mean, they know Enigma had a blink dagger. Even I could see that was a good black hole positioning right there. Why did they stand on that side? In the meantime, top lane is pressuring in. They make use of this team fight to continue going. They want to continue going for the barracks, and they will get the barracks. They might even get more. Ravage is still off cooldown though. As soon as Tidehunter is back up, one more right click, two more right clicks, and there we go, picking up the barracks. And it's Mushi that backs out, is getting silenced, but the barracks are already down, so they got what they came for and they back off. And I can't believe still, that is one of those black holes that if MiTH paid more attention, should not have happened. Their positioning was just, I don't know, it was just Enigma's lucky day, let's put it that way. He just has BKB. He didn't even need to use BKB. The only one that wasn't in the black hole, I think, was the Lone Druid. His bear was in there, though. And Lone Druid was the only one that stayed alive. And Chen was already dead at that time. And it is indeed his bear that has the radiance now. So they have that. And maybe that will make a difference for them. Well, I will hope so for MiTH. As they, again, they pressure down. They know that there's no black hole, so they might be able to pull it off. But there's still a blink epicenter. Oh. No, never mind. They go for Lone Druid, who was on the river. And that's actually the end for MiTH. At least they're backing off again. And they want to go for this. Who are they going to find? Linking in there. Whoa, Chen in a lot of trouble. Hand of God going through. Ravage being used here. Mushi is dropped from the Undying very fast, as Undying is on the way out from Leshrac and will go down with Leshrac getting a double kill. Chen going down still as well. Death Prophet. Will she die? Yes, she will. Triple kill. KYXY. The only one staying alive is a Tidehunter who figured, you know what? I did my Ravage. I did my job. I'll just go back to base. And he does go back to base. But once again, 4 down on the side of a MiTH thrust. And this time, well, I guess the teamfight kind of got forced upon them. But that Lone Druid dying before the fight even started kind of hurt them a lot. And Lone Druid will try to do what he can to stop that from happening. And in the middle of all that, the epicenter wasn't even used. The epicenter is still off cooldown. If he wants to use that, he can still. Probably waiting for a good possibility for a blink burst like epicenter, but so far everybody's been dying so fast that it's not really needed. Tier 3 tower is still alive. And looks like they back off again. Orange is, even though they're ahead, I mean they're ahead a lot. This is the gold graph, almost 20k, experience graph, over 25k. And they are ahead, and they know that. But they're playing it so safe still. They know that one bad team fight could turn stuff around, because this Lone Druid I mean, he is a Lone Druid. That's all I have to say. And just to point out once again, this is the finals, the grand finals for the World Cyber Games Asian Championship. This is a best out of 3. But since Orange came from the winners bracket, they have a 1-game advantage, so they only need to win 1 game to take this entire championship. For MiTH, they have to take two games. As it looks now, they have to work very hard to still be able to take 1 game and be able to have a chance at more than just 2nd place. Silence up on Mushi will be something. Ravage is on cooldown though, 35 seconds. I'm not sure what they want to go for here. If I was them, I would try to go for more farm. I mean, if you look at it objectively, just with the lineups, late game is on MiTH Thrust side. With the Lone Druid there. If you also count some extra farm on the supports. Even though Orange, of course, with all those towers down so early and all those kills, gives a lot of gold to their supports as well. I mean, let's put up net worth for a second. 4 heroes of Orange have higher than everybody else of MiTH Thrust. And it is quite painful. Even Lone Druid, who is not as high as the Death Prophet. Death Prophet's got a mechanism, he's got a drums of endurance, arcane boots. Not looking all too rich, but still it is more than the Lone Druid has. Lone Druid really doesn't have anything else but a Radiance. And the Radiance was pretty late at that.
Roshan has fallen to the
Templar
Radiant.
Assassin soloing the Roshan, she can do that. The Sand King, building towards his Aghanim's as well. I say as well because Enchantress already had that one. And she's building towards a BKB, just needs the Minthra Hammer. And they're waiting for MiTH to go out of their base, waiting for someone to kill. They can't find it just yet though. BKB on Leshrac, who's building towards his sheepstick. By the looks of it.
Where are you going?
It's just wow. Lakel's already having to back off. I mean, Leshrac could stand here with his edict. There we go. And that's the tower gone. Denied, but still gone.
Dire's middle tower has been denied. Dire's top barracks are under attack.
In the meantime, the ranged barracks go down. Mushi just standing there, not getting interrupted whatsoever because they're more worried about these melee barracks right now. I don't blame him. I don't blame him one bit. Top lane was already lost to begin with. Mid lane not lost just yet, but it's looking close to being lost. With KYX by just being allowed to freely hit it, just like everybody else. If we blink in, Black Hole catches 3 heroes here. Side lane's going through Epicenter. That is the combat wombo that they built towards. There's 4 heroes dying. Buyback from the Death Prophet, but the GG gets cold. That was Epicenter, Black Hole. Every single bit of damage that you can imagine went through that. The only one that didn't die was the Lone Druid, but he wasn't even there. Ultra kill, killing off the Death Prophet again. And blinks away. Had an Aegis, was able to stand there. He wants to go for a rampage. Does she get a rampage? Tanky, such a tanky Lone Druid.
Is under attack.
Such a tanky Lone Druid. No rampage for Mushi. And that is gonna be the end of it for MiTH Trust. That will mean that it is Orange that will take home the 3,000 euros, sorry, dollars, the $3,000 that is the prize for this grand finals, for this championship, for the World Cyber Games Asian Championship in the Kuala Lumpur Convention Center, a live event where I'll put the live stream up in a moment again if I can still find the link, which I should be able to find there still. It's a Ravage. Bye. Mega kill. Wants to go for more. There goes the Chen. They're still having fun at the fountain. I mean, they have to celebrate their win, don't they? It also means that, I mean, at the Kuala Lumpur Convention Center, it wasn't just the Asian Championship that was there. It was also the Malaysian national qualifiers for the World Cyber Games, which Orange also took. So they won 2 tournaments this weekend, both of which had a money prize. So this is definitely a good weekend for Orange here. That also managed to finish in the top 8 for the international, so good month overall so far. My name is Sheever. I am a Ghost of Gamers caster. You can follow me on YouTube on SheeverGaming, so youtube.com/SheeverGaming. The same name I have for my Twitter and for my Facebook and even for my website SheeverGaming.com. You can find me on there. As we see 3 blink daggers on the side of the Radiant. Looks quite funny. And yeah, Orange is very convincing in this game. In all games that we've seen from them, actually, to be fair. And yeah, well, thank you for watching. I'll be switching overlays again, and I'll be giving you some music, and I'll be checking out if you can see the prize ceremony or something from the Kuala Lumpur Convention Center. So be right back.